get started since we have a really big agenda. We have a lot of guests on tonight. Um, is there anybody here for an application that's not the solar project?
I'm here for this, not the solar project.
Okay.
Anthony.
Is there any other guests that are not for the solar project? I'll rearrange the schedule and we'll take care of things in a different order. So I'm just trying to figure out who's here.
Rob Sanders is here, but I'm here for the Hyundai meeting, which was initially the first on the agenda.
Yep.
And I'm Link Swedrock with BME. I'm here as for the Hyundai with Robert as well.
Okay, perfect.
Oh.
All right, we'll do a call to order. I think we're going to skip a bunch of stuff right now, and if we have any time, we'll catch those up at the end. But I will ask for approval of last month's minutes.
So moved.
So moved. Perfect.
Second.
Excellent. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. And then we'll jump right into our agenda since we have a very, very full one tonight. And let's see. All right, I'm going to start with the Hyundai one. And if you'd like to give an overview or introduce your project while I'm bringing things up, that would be great.
Okay, I'll go. My name is Link Swedrock with BME. Robert Sanders is on with me as well. We were actually in for sketch plan previously. We went and met with the planning board for this project. It's basically next to the existing Honda dealership on New York State Route 332. And we are looking to do a new Hyundai building on the adjacent property, which I think you have the sketch for. We're proposing a new 22,700 square foot auto new Hyundai dealership associated with parking. The sketch that you have, basically, since we went to the planning board last time, we've done field work to look at wetlands and buffers and environmental constraints on the site. We originally had the building on the corner of Airport Road and 332. We located a wetland in that area, as well as some stormwater facilities. There's a creek that comes through there that we're just maintaining it basically as it is today. The parcel there on the corner has existing asphalt there now and previously had a building. We're proposing this new building and additional parking and sort of in the center parcel. And then we're looking to combine all these parcels as well as the parcel in the rear, which is across the road, which is across Summers Road in the back there along Airport Road. And we're looking to make this all basically one parcel that would have the existing dealership to remain. And then the new building would be a new Hyundai dealership. The existing dealership would remain for use as an auto. We're proposing to the building location and everything. We've been working with town and staff on trying to meet the form-based code, putting the building location up against the road, meeting the setbacks. And basically, this is the sketch plan review that we're going through now. Obviously, we're looking to get everybody's feedback, and then we would look to move forward with site plan review as the next step. So that's sort of where we're at. I think I'll just leave it at that for now. And, Robert and I can try to help answer any questions the board has.
Okay, thank you. Did anyone have any questions or comments?
The old building is what's going to happen to the old building? You said you weren't going to use that?
It's going to remain as an auto use. Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna get used. It's not gonna stand abandoned or anything.
No, it's going to continue as an auto use. The new building will be for Hyundai. The existing building will be converted to a different type of auto use. We're not sure just yet what that would be.
So there won't be tear down and removal or anything to be concerned about.
No,
That's good.
it would stay the same. It could be renovated,
Mhm.
to have, some new materials on it. Even on the exterior or interior or both. But all exterior materials would be in compliance with the form-based code. And of course,
Okay.
interior is whatever, the end user requires.
Okay, thank you.
So currently, there's nobody who's interested in it, so it might sit for a while.
Well, we wouldn't rent it out till we knew we had this project, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it won't be rented out. It will be the current ownerships.
Right, or we wouldn't have a new tenant in there until we, get a little further probably down the road with this application. Am I right in saying that, Robert?
Correct.
The form-based code has a lot of landscaping requirements. I know that they require landscape buffers around the outside of parking lots, and they have like islands, I believe, internal to the parking lots. So make sure to review that and you probably want to have a landscape plan when you actually go to site plan.
Yeah.
And as the ECB, we support a wider list than of species, native species, than what's currently in the form-based code. So
Okay.
that might be helpful.
Yeah.
We recommend it.
Is that list available?
It's right in form-based code that they have a list, but we're very pro native species. So
Yeah, the list is somewhere on the town website, the one that the ECB has and the tree committee has put together.
Okay, we'll try to
Yeah,
get that with when we do our landscape plan.
yeah.
I believe there's also the DEC handout that's in the NRI, the Natural Resource Inventory. That's at the back of that as an appendix, so you certainly can review that one as well. Or ask us. We're always happy to
Okay.
to help if we can. But I just thought I would mention that because I know that's been kind of a sticking point for some other applications. So if you can look at that, that would help you.
Okay.
I know some laws had changed with the DEC. And I'm not remembering the name right off the top of my head. It's something the DEC jurisdictional something or other. I'm not remembering the name of it.
The design manual was updated in February.
And they need to like do a review of like wetlands, and it's my understanding that those can take a very long time, like 90 days. So if you get that, going sooner rather than later, that will help out your project too.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have done the delineation, and we're going to be submitting the report to the Corps and the DEC.
Okay. All
Very
right.
good.
I just thought I'd mention it because I know that can be quite a delay, and that's
Mhm.
not
There's
fun for any
a lot-
applicant.
And there's a lot of
Questions and stuff. Yeah.
questions about that right now.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So, that was the big comment the comments I had. So,
I put in the chat a resource related to native plants too. It's a
perfect.
Audubon site where you can just put in the zip code and it'll give you just numerous amounts of plants.
Okay.
And we can also include some links in the minutes when we do those as well. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
So, does anyone else have any comments, questions? We'll certainly see this again if it's as it moves out of sketch into site plan. So,
In addition to, the couple of questions that were raised today, is there anything that you see right off the bat that causes you major concern? And I realize there's not a lot of information on this. We're still very early in the
Yeah.
in the process.
Yeah, I guess one of the things I would mention is just I know it's pretty much scrublands back there, but if the DEC or whoever is performing your wetland survey, if they're doing any kind of resource thing in the area, I don't know if any of those trees or anything are of value or anything, but it looks like a lot of those will be coming down on the edge stuff. You know, obviously, if they're decent shape, we'd want to mitigate that or keep as many as we could, obviously, in relation to what you guys are going to be doing out there.
do you have a link to the form-based code document? You have that, right?
Yeah, we have all
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have all the landscaping requirements. I just,
Okay.
if there was a different list we didn't know about, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
I went or found it when I needed to find, right? So
It was.
we'll have a landscape architect doing the landscape.
Yeah.
They're pretty aware of,
Yeah.
the requirements. So
Mhm.
So it was pretty limited in the code. There was only like a few trees and few shrubs, and it's like, well, we actually like more biodiversity than that. There was one grass in there. I think it was maiden grass, which we do not advise. It's an invasive, so we advise against that. But other than that, we're definitely happy to see more native species than just those few. So, nope. We'll look forward to you coming through for site plan, and we like to see the landscape plan. We do a lot of comments that the planning board uses for landscaping.
okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
One follow-up question as far as the landscaping plan goes, and Link, you may already know the answer to this, and I apologize. Are you expecting to see a landscaping plan in advance, or will the planning board distribute what we present to them back to you?
We're an advisory board, so we review things usually in advance of the planning board and zoning board, and we give our feedback to them. So when you go through and you submit your site plan for that planning process, we're one of the referral agencies. So we get referred and we'll see your plans, and then we give our feedback to the planning board.
Okay. Okay, that answers the question. You'll get the information from the agency, and you're not expecting us to give it to you separate.
No, not separately. No. Yeah. So we'll get referred through with the PRC meeting, which I know you guys have already been to that. So we get referrals through that, and we'll get a referral for your site plan. And so as long as the landscape plan is with that, we'll put our feedback on that. And same with we do a lot of comments with stormwater. So if there's things on that we see, we'll make those comments too. That sort of stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, you as well.
See you again.
And Anthony, I think we're going to go to you because I think the solar is going to be a longer conversation.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Um, let's see, you're here for a sketch plan and then a subdivision. with
Yeah, do you want to do
variance.
the subdivision first? Because it's
Yeah, let's-
smaller.
Let's do that one.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and share info about it.
Yes, so what the plan is a 2-lot subdivision on Hillcrest Drive in the town of Canandaigua, overlooking, it's one of those driveways that come off of the roads that come off of Westlake Road. Kind of goes up the hill, and then there's a few houses off of that. This is the southerly one of those is the private drive that is Hillcrest. And it's one of the larger lots on Hillcrest right now. So the plan is to subdivide 2 acres off of the northwest side of it to create a building lot for the future use. So that's for the most part. It's got water, sewer, electric. All the utilities will be connected, be able to connect to public water, sewer, electric. Everything's there. So the goal is to bring a driveway up, basically extend our driveway through, almost like an extension of Hillcrest Drive to come up through. And then the plan as of right now, future development would be to kind of locate that house right where the label is for lot 2, plus or minus in that
Okay.
general location, and try to keep a lot of that tree mass between the house and the farm to the west.
Perfect. That's what I was going to ask about.
Yeah, that's the plan right now. I know there's some hardwoods in there that they want to. There is
Yeah.
a little bit of scrub brush, but I think it's going to hug more down lower.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's a subdivision and I don't have any comments on the variance because that one was width, right?
yeah, it's a lot width, and we kind of like looked at the general neighborhood, and both lots right to the north of us have only like 15 feet of frontage. Also, that lot directly to the south of us only has like 25 feet. So we feel it's, it does keep in character of the neighborhood. We're not really changing much. And also, this is the only lot up there that legally could be subdivided again. Everything else is deed restricted. So
Okay.
kind of like that last thing. We're not setting a precedence, and there's going to be a lot more lots up here and things of that nature. So
Okay.
it's definitely the last subdividable legally. Most of them have, most if not all, have deed restrictions.
I definitely like that you're on sewer because then you won't have to make room for septic or anything up there. So could keep more of the tree cover.
Yeah, and the goal is to keep as much. The people that are potentially looking at this are very cognitive of keeping as much coverage as possible. They don't want to knock
Okay.
down a lot. They're going to do, they have a nice plan and that they hope to be able to put in place.
Well, I hope they consider some native species in their landscaping
course.
too. So did anyone have any comments or questions?
I just had, I guess, one question. So for the driveway extension, that would continue to go west, I guess, along that hedgerow that's there, or?
Yeah, it's going to go just to the south of that pine row that's there. And
then
just go
those
straight up
two
through
trees
there.
on the
There
right-
are 1 or 2 small trees that will either be
Okay.
moved or removed, but they're small enough caliper that we might be able to move them.
Okay.
Looks quite reasonable.
If they build a house, where's the house gonna go?
Did you see where it says lot 2 or right in that where the area is? Well, it says R3B.
Yeah, R3B.
R3B, right in that general vicinity, probably a little bit south, but kind of in that triangle that is visualized if you see
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say, because starts to climb pretty good, looks like.
Yeah, they're gonna basically come up and then hug that tree line with their driveway and kind of do almost if you've been up there or the area, the house to the north kind of has the same aspect where they come behind the house with the driveway and the garage. and then they open up to like almost like a reverse walkout.
Yeah.
So the garage would be on the uphill side, just like the house, almost just like the house on the north.
Okay.
Okay. Did anybody have any comments on the variance?
No, it seems pretty straightforward.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's move along. And then you had your other one, which was sketch plan for
Ashton Place
There
extension,
you go.
almost, I guess we would call it.
Did
So
you-
it's a sketch plan for a 42 lot subdivision off of Ashton Place and Bedford Drive. Currently, the situation, we have about a 48, 45 acre parcel. It's come before the town before for sketch plan. We've gone back and forth over the last like year or two with different variations, and we've kind of landed on this. We used to have more of a straightforward, almost kind of mimicking Bedford Drive. We did take into account some of the comments from the planning board. I don't think the ECB ever saw it, but we put more curves in it. We spaced it out a little bit to bring in a little bit better of a more aesthetic layout, if you will. The lots are going to be a larger lot. They're, a little bit bigger than the Bedford Drive lots, but it's going to have that kind of feel for it. More of that style of subdivision. The first phase would be those first 9 in red that you see, and then it would probably be another 2 or 3 phases depending on, traction.
Okay. Definitely if you're phasing this out, only clear the section that you're working on.
Yeah, we would only be, and we're going to try to be as selective as we can. Down lower, I mean, the first phase is kind of where the larger mature trees are. They're all black walnuts, and
I was gonna say, that's all black walnut and dead ash trees, I think. 'Cause I'm
yeah,
familiar
it's
with-
black walnut. There's some nice black walnuts if you want to call them nice, but they're not very nice trees,
Yeah,
especially
I
to put
I'm not a
anything
big fan of black walnut, especially if
near
you're
'em.
trying to grow anything.
So, and then once you get through the black walnuts, you open up into a, more of a dead ash
Yeah,
forest with a lot of thick shrubs. So we're not really gonna be taking down a lot of mature, sought after trees. It's just, they're not up there. We'll try to keep some of those black walnuts in the mature big ones if we can, but, they're just not a great tree to have anything around because it just, there's so many native species that are jungle oak tolerant.
right.
And I
that's
deal
a
with that up
pretty-
in my house now, and I can't get anything to grow underneath them.
No, I take care of some properties up on that Bedford Drive, and there's black walnuts up there, and between the nuts and the debris and you can't grow anything, they're a problem.
Yeah. So, that's that lower area, that first phase. We'll do what we can to try to keep as many if it doesn't be a problem. But like I said, they're not exactly a great
Right.
tree to have anywhere near you.
But if you
And then-
can, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if it's
the
a
wildlife
30
appreciate them.
yeah. If it's a
Yeah.
36-inch beautiful
Yeah.
tree and we don't have to take it down,
Yeah.
we're gonna leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough, as long as you respect its root zone.
Yeah, and we do have some bigger areas along that road on the north and the south that are just going to be untouched in general. We're just not
Yeah.
going to we're going to do our best to keep as many buffers on the north, south, and west as possible. And we're
when
going
you say
to, we'll take,
When you say buffers, if you're gonna leave all the scrub that's there?
where you see green, we're not touching that.
Okay, because there's a lot of dead ash up through there, so is that?
If it's something that would potentially have a problem with a home or improvements, we'd probably just have someone take it down.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
But if
that'd
it's
be
in the
good.
middle of the
Mhm.
green and it's not really going to mess with anything, we're probably not going to mess with it
okay.
unless it's necessary.
Fair enough.
So,
And then we have that blue line stream, the closest that a house would probably be to that is a little over 200 feet. We have a 100-foot buffer that we're maximizing, and then we have a little bit more. So we're not going to be no closer to the stream with any homes than some of the current ones on Ashton and the other ones that, butt up against us in County Road 16.
So this is a conservation subdivision,
This
correct?
is a conservation subdivision,
Yeah.
yes.
So what areas are, where's the easement going to be? What areas are going to be protected from development?
Everything that's green and blue.
Okay. Is any of that steep slope?
In the southwest
In the
corner.
southwest
Okay.
corner.
And then
Yeah,
also, if you see the southwest corner, that's my property on the southwest corner.
Okay.
South of that, I have about a 4-acre conservation easement also in those steep slope areas. So just take in mind, there's a giant area of that, including another 4 or 5 acres that's going to be untouched up on that hill on that side in the on that ridge line. So
mhm.
I noticed lot 25 was into that, what looked like really steep zone, so you may want to rethink that lot.
yeah, we'll take a look at that. But for now, it's,
Yeah.
EME believes it's a doable lot. There might, have a little bit of a steep slope toward the way in the back, but the building lot itself will be relatively easy to develop. So
I know this is sketch, so it's,
yeah,
it's, um, you could think about, shrinking your lots a little bit. You might get some, a little bit more conserved space.
yeah, we're where we need to be for the conservation. We're trying to hit a certain lot width and not, it to develop with a certain program that we're looking to do. So we're trying to get that lot width. It'd be more of like, homes that you would see in Bedford or like the first phase of Foxbridge. Try to keep that overall aesthetic on that side of the lake.
Now, will there be a HOA here?
There will be, yeah, I believe we have to have an HOA. We're still looking into that, because there are some conservation areas that will be, someone has to own them.
Yeah,
So-
somebody
Yeah, I
has to
think
own.
one of the main concerns, I think when we reviewed other revisions of this was kind of encroachment into those narrow strips on the north side and stuff, and making sure the HOA or whoever is ultimately responsible for it, enforces those, because it does happen in those areas. We've seen if people kind of utilize those areas for additional shed areas or storage or whatever.
Yeah, I think in this situation, the town has done a good job of figuring out how to manage those. Most of the ones that you're talking about are conservation easements that the HOA has the conservation easement. It's not a town easement. When it's a town easement, it's actually granted to the town of Canandaigua. They have a little bit more of control over it. So,
So
but,
code
I mean,
enforcement.
there will be markers and things of that nature
Okay.
put in,
Okay, good.
on the corners saying, where it is.
Mhm.
So one of the things I thought about was you could have like a natural surface path, trail that goes around the outside of where the homes are.
Yeah, we have looked at doing more of like, probably like a, going
Just like a
through there with a
mowed
small
path or
machine
something.
and a mulched trail or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Yeah, we have
Definitely not
looked at
anything
doing that.
paved or anything, just kind
No,
of
we
like,
don't want any solid surfaces that
yeah.
create problems.
Yeah,
But that would be, wildlife could travel those as well as
Mhm,
people.
yeah,
So,
it'd be a nice amenity. Mhm.
yep.
mhm.
And maybe some sort of path that goes through the center round area. Just, I don't know if people are going to be like wanting fences and other things in there. So just some sort of way for, wildlife to move through there as well as people. So they could cut off that loop, maybe. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's an idea.
Gotcha. Now we can take a look at that.
Yeah. Definitely native landscaping, dark sky compliant, all the things we normally say.
Yeah, yeah. Trace
Um,
tells the standard.
Try and keep as many trees as possible. That's another thing we always say.
Yep.
Um, you're probably gonna, I don't know if you've got wetlands with the stream, but there's that whole DEC jurisdictional thing. So
Yeah, we're working through
definitely,
that, but there's no actual wetlands, so
okay.
it's just the stream. And then we have to abide by that buffer, so.
So, let's see. Anybody else have anything to say? I think it's quiet.
Yes, the sound of silence, yes.
Just out of curiosity, are you getting a lot of feedback from people on Bedford Drive
Um,
about this? 'Cause
when we were going through sketch plan, there were definitely people that were, you know, obviously they were against it in their backyard, but we've also, we only had like a 40-foot strip buffer area. And I think with this, we've really maximized most of the areas on the south, on the east and the west. There's that little bit of a pinch point that we need to keep it continuous.
Right.
But I mean, we did have, you know, the typical, you know, construction dust, and there's going to be more deer in my backyard because the deer won't be there kind of comments. I mean, the whole plan for Bedford Drive, I mean, was to someday expand this. That was really the goal. And that's why that turnaround and that pull off is there for future expansion.
Right.
I mean, if they weren't planning on that, it would have wound up, you know, nice and clean, and there wouldn't even been access. The only access we would have been able to do this with is to go over the stream and go right to Westlake Road. And we didn't want to do that.
Okay, any other comments or questions? I think that's it. Well, thank you,
Mhm.
Anthony.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty.
I'll be here. I'll be hearing about it from people that are up there because I do have some clients I do some work for up there, so I'll be hearing about it. So I'll get back to you when I hear.
I'm
Hopefully
sure you will.
You know, it's inevitable that things are going to get developed. So
Yeah. All righty. Haley, we're up to you guys.
Great, thank you so much. So we'll give a brief summary on where the project stands, some of the meetings we've had to date, and just kind of go over some minor updates or changes as applicable. So since we first, and Ari and Brian, please feel free to chime in as applicable here. You know, so since we first met with the environmental board here in May, we've since met with the Ag Committee. We've met with the planning board, who has motioned to declare itself lead agency under SECRA. We've met with the zoning board to do an initial overview of the project. And we've also met with the county, who's given us a positive referral on all 3 actions at this time. We haven't really, you know, per the planning board, we've received feedback. Sorry, a lot of feedback.
I
from
don't know where that's
back.
coming from. Okay.
So, you know, we've received a comment letter from MRB via the planning board. We're working through those comments right now. Nothing majorly substantive. You know, working through those at the moment, and working to get a response back in front of the planning board. So a lot of, you know, updates to our decommissioning plan, a few updates to our operations plan, couple requested revisions to our site plan, but nothing substantial, especially as it relates to an environmental perspective. You know, trying to focus this for you, for your board. Some things about like fire access and snow removal, so kind of more maintenance items than anything. You know, so that's kind of where we're at this stage. You know, Brian, I'm happy to turn it over to you if you want to kind of reiterate some of the environmental analyses that we've completed in support of this project, and kind of how we've minimized environmental impacts on this project to date. So if Brian, if you're in a position to talk about that, feel free.
Yeah, hey Haley, sure. I just unmuted myself there, trying to figure out how to do that. So yeah, thanks everybody. We have done quite a bit of environmental work, obviously related to this project. First and foremost, we've done wetlands and waterway surveys. We've submitted the project for a JD through the DEC's process and have found that that the state has no jurisdiction of resources on site. We've submitted an application for permit to the Army Corps of Engineers and the DEC to basically request a no permit. The Army Corps is in process of reviewing this. We've requested an approved jurisdictional determination. The only thing that's in the project footprint are a couple of swales that we believe are non-jurisdictional, and the only way that they'll sort of agree and approve that is through an approved JD. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're pretty confident that that they will be non-jurisdictional, and regardless, even the activities that we're proposing in and around those swales would be non-jurisdictional activities. They are, constructed swales, as part of agricultural purposes, and really don't have much, ecological significance, right? So we've done that. We've coordinated the project with the State Historic Preservation Office. We have a letter of no impact, no effect relative to historic resources, endangered species. We have no concerns for threatened or endangered species on this site. No tree clearing, anything like that. So pretty good when it comes to endangered species. The site civil plans have been developed with a full topographic survey prepared by a licensed land surveyor. Grading, everything has been done based on real topo, and through that we've completed a stormwater pollution prevention plan consistent with Speedies to make sure that we're controlling the rate and quality of runoff leaving the site. We've developed a landscape plan. Our landscape architect has, developed a plan to meet the town's code. It's, 50 feet wide. It's got a mixture of evergreen native plantings, as well as three. I think it's three native deciduous shrubs that will be placed out in front. So we've got that submitted as part of the application as well. We've done a noise analysis. The noise analysis that we created really shows a less than significant impact on noise to nearby residences. The town has requested that we modify that a little bit to include, the individual motors that kind of operate the tracking system. We're in process of doing that. What we're finding already, though, really is that there's going to be no additional impact relative to noise for the motors, because they themselves don't create significant noise. So we feel pretty good about that. We've done visual simulations, prepared renderings that show what the project will look like, once kind of before and after photos in and around the vicinity. Really no, recognized scenic resources as it relates to seeker in the area that would be impacted. And those renderings, you have seen those, and so those have all been submitted. And so I could kind of go on and on and on, but realistically, we sort of feel like we've done our homework relative to environmental, and I don't think that there are any significant anticipated environmental impacts associated with this project based on seeker and all the environmental laws that would apply to this project. So I guess that's it in a nutshell. So I'll leave it open for questions now.
Okay.
How much grading do you anticipate will have to be done? Oh, you're muted.
Brian, you want to handle that one, or you want me to?
Sorry, I keep playing with my phone here a little bit. Sorry, could you repeat that, please? I'm
I
struggling
was
trying to hear.
wondering how much grading you anticipate will need to be done to level the site.
Yeah, very, very flat site, very minimal grading. Grading is just basically proposed around the access roads and the pads, but you know, really, really minimal earthwork is going to be
Mhm.
necessary here. It's a pretty flat site.
Okay. Yes, it's a good ag field, all right. It's very rich soils. I just wondered how much disturbance of the topsoil there will be.
Yeah, really, really pretty minimal. We have to do some work around the pads and around the access road. Other than that, I really don't recall any other significant grading relative to the panels themselves.
Kim has shared with the board some pictures of solar projects where the aesthetics are a concern. You know, the buffers planted are dying off in poor state of repair. Do you have projects that you've worked on that have been in place for a number of years, which are kind of best in show that we can look at and see how things have progressed over time with regards to the buffering? Where can we look?
Haley, do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about which ones are most local to Canandaigua that would have some really nice landscaping associated with them. Kim,
I would
Is
say
there a
that
plan for maintenance of those?
yeah, there is a plan for maintenance of our landscaping. That's actually being updated per feedback from MRB as well. So yes, there is a plan for maintenance of our landscape screening.
That was a huge concern of mine because so County Road 10 is the most recent solar project, and those were some of the first pictures I showed. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look good at all. In fact, you know, some of these dead plantings or plantings not doing well, they make the area more of an eyesore than if they weren't there at all. So, and I know I asked about it in the last meeting, and it was more or less if we saw things that were a problem, to let you know, but I would hope people here would be more proactive and just kind of accept that that's kind of part of how solar should be run in the town, and deal with the vegetation that might not be doing well or dying.
I'll take a quick opportunity to respond to that. This is Ari Goldberg. I'm the attorney for the project. So yeah, as Haley mentioned, I think it's one of the exhibits to our submission. It is an operations and maintenance plan. We'll be required to comply with that. And I think the other thing that sets this project apart from the one you're referencing, Kim, which is it's not a Dimension project, is
correct.
That,
it's not a Dimension one, yeah.
It's that Dimension is the owner and the operator. So this isn't changing hands. There's no other party coming in that's gonna possibly be upset at the scope of this pretty robust landscaping package that's on the shared screen here. Another key feature is that this is more of an active solar site compared to others because of the agrivoltaics plant. So there'll be someone on site all the time who could report up the chain. There's the monthly maintenance that's required. And I think you're right too, that, I mean, even members of this board live close by as you mentioned. Yep. So I think there will be an active citizenry component.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll help certainly as well.
So I mean, I did look at your exhibit 11, and the outside buffer, the part about that maintenance was very brief. And
okay.
So you know, whatever you can do. I mean, I also thought of, you could conceivably use that buffer with a different agro partner, and you could grow sunflowers or Jerusalem artichokes or other things that have some appeal and would actually have people tending them. Your vegetative buffer has to be 50 feet deep, but it doesn't necessarily have to be all shrubs. So you could conceivably maybe have some other crops in there. I do have some information, and I can send it to you outside of the meeting. I don't have to go through that now. I had shared that with the board earlier, but
As Haley mentioned earlier too, we're revising the O&M plan in response to some MRB comments.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that we take a hard look at that section you're referencing. That's pretty thin,
Yeah.
and we'll update it. Go ahead, Haley.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Ari. I mean, that was a comment that our MRB made about the landscaping and evaluating the health of the landscaping. And that's certainly something that we're updating currently in our O&M plan. So you'll see that in the next iteration of this report.
so one of the things that you probably don't realize, but in our natural resource inventory, there's scenic views called out, and there's actually 3 of them that kind of bracket. There's 2 that are County Road 30 just south of here, and then there's one up at Yerkes in New Michigan. So there is an idea that this area has visual appeal, and we do have a lot of tourism and people traveling through this area or down County Road 30 to partake of what Canandaigua has to offer. So anything you can do to definitely keep the visual appeal would be important.
That's fully understood. It's interesting you said earlier, I don't know if it was you or someone said something around the lines of like a flagship solar array that other municipalities could view. And I think for Dimension, this is that one.
Okay.
Because of the agrivoltaics component, this 3-layer deep landscape package in front of you. So we're uber sensitive to that. That also came up at the county as one of the county planning board members had a concern about aesthetics. So he ended up being on the positive side from our perspective. But in any event, the point is that we're definitely hearing that concern. It's important to us that the 50 foots comply, that it's a healthy looking screening and everything along those lines.
Yeah, I definitely think there's an opportunity, if everything is done well with the animals and the buffers and the orchard. I think it could be a benefit for the area, for tourists that are coming through the area.
Like we said earlier, I think that this is also a great precedent for Canandaigua with additional solar sites. I mean, solar, obviously isn't going anywhere in New York State. This is a really great opportunity to set precedent within Canandaigua to make sure that any other new solar developments that come in have these really robust agrivoltaic components associated with them, that their landscape screening details are similar, et cetera. We take great pride in our projects. It's, Dimension Energy is rare in that we're an owner and operator. You do not see many of us in this space. A lot of the developers that come to these communities come to propose a project as cheaply as possible and then sell it for as much profit as they can. So this is definitely something that sets us apart, and this is definitely something that can also add value to your community for the precedent setting, to keep better development, in your community.
What's the closest similar sort of developed project that's agrivoltaic?
We don't, obviously this is a little bit more than we would normally do across most of our New York portfolio, at least where applicable. Of course, on sites where it's most like if we have a lot of wetlands or it's an industrial site, we don't do agrivoltaics, right? That's not healthy for sheep. Typically we do sheep grazing across almost all of our portfolio. I know that we do it at our Oswegatchie project that's in operation. A lot of our sites are still in construction in New York. We've been faced with significant interconnection delays. So
this question, I'll help you too, Haley. This question did come up at the last meeting. We submitted on the 18th United Agrivoltaic memo. I think it's about some of their other projects that have been successful, one in Lansing. Just sort of giving some project photos of what the agrivoltaic integration plan that this project is adopting, what it looks like. That is on cloud permit.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, I'll make sure I look at that. I didn't see that one yet.
Nope, it's all good. When I sorted by file name, it's the last one.
Okay, thanks. And I was not at the last meeting, so I wasn't aware of that being.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, nice to meet you then.
thanks. It's very interesting idea. I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, you know, we had a really long, like 90-minute conversation with the ag committee as well about this. And obviously they have a dedicated interest in agricultural preservation. And I think as Brian, Haley, and I have seen, that echoes throughout every single town board we've appeared at so far. And the ones we're going to be going back to next, it's still readily apparent on everyone's mind. It was also apparent to Haley when she first met with the town, I think months before we submitted, and we got to work on this agrivoltaics plan. So we're pretty proud of it. And we think too that this is what the ag committee sort of resulted in. We still have their final meeting coming up, but of the solar projects, there is a large growing sentiment that, not that these are necessarily inevitable, but there is backing behind them. There is push for them. And if one's going to be in your community, at least it's more context sensitive than other projects that have come through. So it's not the one that Kim mentioned. It's a new form of solar and a new commitment to the local community. It's chickens, pigs, sheep on site, wells for those animals, that apple orchard out front that serves as screening as well. It sounds like we'll take a look at some of the mention of what Kim said about including sunflowers or similar plants that have a really nice aesthetic appeal, but also can invite gardeners and other people interested in agriculture to the site. So we'll have to take a look at that and with all the
Yeah, I'll
considerations.
send you, I'll send you that information. I'll clean it up, get it to you in class.
Sounds good, Kim. Thanks.
I know with the well, and Edith can speak to this because she lives right across the street. We reviewed another project that was just south of here a little bit, and they were looking to put in a house in a large barn that would have a commercial operation run out of it. And one of the big concerns was the aquifer being marginal. So I might suggest that, if you have like an extended dry period, which given the way our weather is sometimes, you may wish to
Right.
bring water in for the animals and stuff like that.
Or
Just
have some sort of timed system on your pump
Sure.
that would give you a reserve, something like a cistern that you could pump to and then use out of if we get a dry spell.
Yeah, and of course,
Mhm.
we're proposing the well. We haven't tested for the condition there, right?
Mhm.
We definitely have sites where we don't have wells, and that hasn't been an issue where the water can be brought on site. So of course there are
Yeah.
alternate means to get the water on site.
Mhm.
I've learned a lot about sheep grazing through this, and I've learned that sheep actually don't end up drinking a lot of water. They end up getting a lot of their water through their feed. So this would obviously be more so intended for the pigs and the chickens. But rest assured, there are obviously alternate means for us to get water on site.
And
Should we need to.
just curious, what kind of fencing do you have for the sheep?
So there is, I think it's 4-foot fencing around our equipment paths, so they can't get into those areas.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
have additional fencing around our apple orchard. Otherwise, the entirety of the project is fenced in as well. We have, I think, our standard 7-foot fencing, that's
Okay.
standard for a solar project because, obviously, we have codes we must apply by, adhere to rather, for
Mhm.
security purposes. But there's additional interior fencing around, like I said, the equipment pads, this apple
Mhm.
orchard, so that we can put the animals in there for fall feeding. But the sheep and the pigs will have free reign within the panel area otherwise.
Okay.
I just want to
Well-
add one thing. It's a proposed 8-foot fence, Haley. Other than that,
Excuse me,
Okay.
thank you.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say I thought I remembered it 8, but I
Sorry,
Okay.
we
Yeah.
have so many sites and so many of them alternate between 7 and 8-foot fencing. It's very hard for me to remember which have which.
Mhm.
My apologies.
Well, there are many deer in this area, many,
Mhm.
many. And a 7-foot fence is an easy jump. So 8 is better, yes.
Good to hear.
And I would definitely encourage sending out a mailer to the nearby residents because, well, we live there, so if we see that there's issues with animals or whatever, we could definitely notify someone.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I
like
would-
like all the projects, and I think this is in compliance with the code, there is contact information posted on the main gate. And then one of the comments that I don't know where it came from, but I think we're going to do it is additional contact information directly to the United Agrivoltaics or
Okay.
whomever is assisting in running the agrivoltaics implementation plan.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Will you have security cameras on it somewhere?
Yeah, so our project, we won't have lighting at our project, but our projects do have 24/7 remote monitoring.
Okay,
You know,
good.
I don't understand entirely where the cameras are. I believe like at the entry for our operations gate. But you know, if there is something really
Yeah, that
wrong
would
at
be
our
good.
site, yeah, we'll know. But we do have 24/7 remote monitoring of our sites.
Okay, good. That's
You'll
good.
be caught if you steal eggs, Edith.
Well, one of my daughters and her husband raise bison, which are a whole different order of things
Oh,
than,
yeah.
than sheep. And they do monitor their remote pasture with cameras.
Hmm.
And it has been very helpful.
Yeah, that's really good to know. And also, you know, the shepherds obviously care very much about the health and safety of their livestock, right? They'll be on site, you know, for that frequently too.
How is the fence around the perimeter attached to the ground? Is it gonna be just set just to the ground level, or will it be buried, or, you know, I mean, somebody, a critter could dig underneath, or?
I think we ground it per, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
but
remember when
there-
we
there-
have to ground it.
There won't be any of the screen, any of the mesh fabric buried below ground. It's set
No.
on the ground, right? I think that's what
Yeah.
you're asking for. Yeah.
Right, I'm just curious if, you know, if you have pigs and they like to root, they could, you know, they could root their way out.
Yeah, these kind of pigs are, I guess, are really just not known for doing that, right,
No.
Haley? Yeah.
No, they're not. These
What
Cooney
kind?
pigs, yeah, they're Cooney pigs. And these are going to be finished on site, from my understanding. They won't be on site terribly long, and they're not raised to be terribly large, obviously. But
Okay.
these are not a pig that does a lot of rooting. They are, I don't know what to say. They don't do a lot of rooting.
Okay.
That's just not what they do. So it's not a concern at this time.
I see. Well, there are places in New York State that have feral hogs that are quite a problem.
Yeah.
Down around Portland and so on, there are masses of them, and it's interesting. So
Yeah, thankfully not an issue seemingly in Canandaigua and where I live in Syracuse. I've never seen one.
I think there is
well,
there
you
is some,
wouldn't.
I'll just add, there is some strategy behind the animals selected.
Yeah, there
You know,
is.
obviously, Edith, for example, bison aren't going to work inside the
No,
array.
I wouldn't recommend those to anything but an 8-foot electric fence.
There you go. And yeah, so it's
That's
animals
what we
that
do.
they take shelter under the panels. There's strategic design between the edge of the panel array and the beginning of the fence so that it fits the chicken tractor. And so there, you know, it's really thought out what's before you, how to implement the agrivoltaic component. So yeah, that when we talk about animals selected, there is like those pigs specifically, because they're smaller, they're not feral hogs, for example. They they won't harm the project or themselves.
Good. Hopefully.
As this is community solar, I would hope that residents of the town of Canandaigua get like a first crack at getting the discounted rate from the provider.
Yeah, we can certainly look into giving first come, first serve priority to residents of the town for offtake on the project.
Yeah, I know we kind of lost out on some of the other projects that went in, and that was never an option.
Gotcha. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we can certainly give that as an opportunity here.
Any other questions, comments? Wow, quieter than I thought.
Well, like I say, if this doesn't work out the way it's stated, that, you know, it will set a bad precedent for future areas. So I think you got to do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly the goal, right? I mean, you know, it's never our intent ever to not do a good job. We're all really excited about this project too. We were talking in our office today. I went down to the New York City office and we were actually talking about how we're gonna source meat from this project for an event. We're all really excited about it. So, I mean, we really are thrilled about it, really want to see this work. You know,
You may have to have, you may have to have a
great.
little viewing platform there, because I have a feeling that it may be a destination for little kids that want to go see animals at work.
Right? I feel like this is a really great opportunity to show that co-utilization of solar and agriculture really can exist. You know, we're starting to see that happen, but, and no pun intended, it'd be really cool to shepherd in a project like this, you know? It's really cool to, and really exciting to be working on a project like this. I'm really excited about it, really proud of how this is going, and really proud to stand behind it too.
I've read a study that was done in Australia they said that sheep that were within solar arrays had better wool than outside of solar arrays, because the protection of the solar rays from the sun,
Yep.
they had better wool.
Yeah, so that's also really fun. So they love to hang out under the solar panels. And since these ones move with the sun, they just kind of, it's actually better for them, I guess. That's what Caleb, our agrivoltaic consultant, has said. It gives them an opportunity to just kind of move throughout the array area throughout the day. They have constant access to shade because of the fact that they move all day, and they're just really comfortable. They have constant access to really high quality meadow mix that we're planting under there, and they'll live a really great life.
If you have the orchard established, have you given any thought to establishing a bee colony?
That is something we've discussed. It's just that we don't, I mean, we're kind of space limited at this point with this one. I have some initial concerns just from a safety perspective of it, but it's something we can look into. I feel like more and more people are getting allergic to bees, and that would just be my one concern.
Well, there are fewer and fewer bees
I
is
know.
the thing.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, I'm seeing very few bees as I'm
I have
mowing lawns
seen
and stuff. I don't
almost
see
none. Yeah.
none, exactly. Yeah, I'm very concerned about that, actually.
I have yet to see a bumblebee this summer. I've
Yeah,
seen
I've seen a
carpenter,
couple. I've seen a
carpenter
couple.
bees, but not,
Plenty of
not,
carpenter bees. Yeah, I mean, we can certainly look into it. My concern, of course, was just the risk of someone going into anaphylactic shock if they get stung on site, right?
If you have flowers and stuff there, they'll come.
That's true.
hope so.
I was
I
going to
hope there
say,
are some to come. That's the
I've
problem.
actually been seeing more. So,
Oh, I haven't seen any much this year.
but
No, especially in the
bad.
clover. The
Mhm.
not
clover's
so much
blooming.
this year, but I mean over the successive years, I've seen a
Mhm.
greater variety, but
Mhm.
it is a
Yeah, I'll
problem
also
overall.
I'll note that our meadow mix underneath the panels is also a very pollinator friendly mix. It's called Fuzz and Buzz. What a great name, right? Because it's good for the sheep, the fuzz, and it's good for the bees, the buzz. So really, really friendly for pollinators, and obviously our landscaping is also going to be friendly for that as well.
Pat, did you have any comments or questions?
No, well, it sounds like a really neat project to me. When it materializes, I think it'll be really awesome. Very different.
Yeah.
Are we able to get a tour when it's complete?
I don't
You
see
have
why
to let
not.
ECB come over first.
I mean, I want a tour of it when it's done.
As the attorney in the room, everyone's got to sign a waiver.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It can't
Everyone has to
constitute a
sign a
quorum of
waiver
the
and wear a
board.
hard hat.
Yep, thanks, guys, thank you.
Well, as the attorney, you won't like what I'm gonna say, but it'd be great if this were sort of like, you know, as you're saying, it's like maybe the area, it could be really a hallmark for what we do, and it could be an educational opportunity
Totally.
about how these different things can coexist really well.
Yeah. No, I know it's hard living in such a litigious society, right? I wish that it could be more, you know, once, you know, of course, assuming everything is entitled and permitted and constructed and operating, you know, I would love for this to be more, you know, in an ideal world, more of a community thing where everyone could come visit it and, you know, be on site, but obviously there's a lot of risks with risks associated with that, so. But obviously people can see it from the road. And you know, I really do think that it's it really has the potential to be a shining example of co-use, especially in an agricultural community, about and show how these two things can really truly coexist and function very well together. At least on a small scale. I can't imagine this working for some of the really, really large solar projects, but for a 5 megawatt site, this really, I mean, I think it's a beautiful example of co-use.
Gary or Justin, do you have any questions, comments?
No, I was able to read through a lot of the materials to kind of go through the questions I had at the last meeting. So, I mean, the plans are really well thought out. It's laid out well. Was able to check out some of the websites and stuff for your shepherds and stuff. So, yeah, if all goes swimmingly, I think it's a great project.
Gary?
Yeah, no, I agree with Justin's comments. This is prime agricultural land, so I think the agricultural component of it is really important to maintain that and monitor that and ensure that aspect of it continues.
Edith?
Yes. Thank you. I have nothing further to say. Thank you.
Okay. I am sorry that a neighbor is losing access, the farmer that's currently farming it. They are one of our PDR farms in the north of the town, and I am sorry for that. And it is all prime soils or statewide important soils. So I mean, it is really good land for crops.
I'll also note that we have extended to Mr. Brocklebank and his family that, you know, as a part of this, local farmers will have the opportunity to be, you know, shepherds on this project. If Scott is interested, and you know, this is obviously something we can discuss further with him. I've only had one call with him so far, but you know, I am curious if he'd be interested in doing the haying operation that we're doing to the north of the pipeline. You know, that could be something we could work out with him. But you know, he certainly would have an opportunity to be one of the farmers or the farmer associated with farming this land still. It would just look different than what he's currently doing.
I don't believe they have animals other than horses over there.
I believe you're correct, Edith. I know my house was originally owned by a different Brocklebank family, but
Yes.
so it is kind of an important thing, and all neighbors in the area. So you know, it has to be said. So
I think he's also worked out with one of the other tailors to lease like 100 or 200 acres of new farmland from them too, recently.
they're working with the land trust to do a PDR on a different parcel. And I believe that's actually the next generation that's doing that particular.
Cool.
So
Yeah, it's nice to see that, you know, the Brocklebanks and the Taylors are still working together though on, you know, additional farmland though, based on my understanding.
But, okay. Um, we will put our comments together and pass those along to the planning board.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Please feel free to reach out with any additional questions as you have them.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go back to, let's see, those were the first two. So they do have a variance, which Mark and Edith, they had covered that last time. There was a case that happened at the New York State level, and this gives them kind of a different sort of use variance. So it only has two questions, and it's a much simpler test to prove. So that may happen. Normally our use variances don't in the town. Normally they're very difficult to prove, but that one may happen. So just to pass that along.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that it is going to happen.
What's that?
There's a lot of speculation that it is going to happen, whether we
Yeah.
want it to or not,
Yes.
even if that includes legal intervention.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to point that out because that was a little different than what we would normally see with a use variance. Pretty much they don't happen in the town because they're next to impossible to prove that that's an acceptable use. You can't do something else. If I've remembered it correctly, Mike.
Yes.
So, we will do the Foster Road. Gary, I don't remember which ones you did, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, it
If I
wasn't,
get if I
was
get
not
to one of
Foster.
yours.
Okay, I'll chime in.
Okay. It was a big agenda, and I'm running on empty right now. I'm not remembering which ones. So, Mike, could you fill in anything on this one?
Yeah, this is actually one of the first projects I worked on when I started back in 2023. This is when they did the subdivision, and we went out and looked at this, and it's a nice area there. Encore finally added all the addresses and all the tax map numbers and separated it. So we found that out this morning. Yeah, it's just simple single family dwelling. The there is I don't know if it's on the map, but there is a stream that runs right in front of that property and around the back. And Anthony did a great job at the time protecting it. He put up the silt fence and everything. And so yeah, it's just a basic build right now. I think they're taking a lot of the into consideration. I don't think they cut down a lot of trees though. I haven't been over there in a while, but I mean, that place was packed with trees. So I know that they wanted to keep a lot of it up there. So.
Did anyone have any questions, comments on this?
How many houses are going in there? Total? Five.
Up in the
It's not
back,
five.
yeah, it's 5, and there's one on each side on Forster Road itself. So the whole thing is like 7, but it's 5 going up that private drive.
Okay, because I was looking at it, I drove by it today actually, and I was trying to figure out what the end result was gonna be.
Yeah, like I said, Encore has it mapped out now, so you can actually see it.
Just tried to, I'll
Can
try.
you pull
52
up Encore, Kim? Can you get at it?
I tried by the ID and it didn't.
Oh,
didn't
just
find
do it.
put in 5200 Foster, and it'll show everything.
This way everyone can see what the lots look like anyways.
Yeah.
Well, at
It's
least
a pretty-
Encore's
pretty
working
spot.
now.
Yeah.
It wasn't last night. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Because these back here were also part of it, correct, Mike?
Yes, yep.
Mhm.
So we've reviewed this general project a couple of times in the past, and I know we reviewed it in October of last year. And I had pulled out the comments from that, if you want to hear those comments. We recommended that no trees be removed beyond what is indicated on the site plans, as the trees on the property are protecting steep slopes, gully habitats, and the nearby lake health. If the homeowner wants to do any tree removal in the future, it is strongly suggested that they contact the town prior to removal. I'm not sure how much some of these front ones run into that, but
So
we
they're gonna have houses backed right up to the stream, slope?
these were part of these back two were also part of the project.
Okay.
Not this particular, this is this 5200.
Okay, that's that one.
Yeah. But both 3 and 3E are 5200, aren't they, Mike?
What was that? It's
They're both listed as 5200, are they not?
yeah, they that's they were going by the lot numbers when they submitted this. Now that I put in all the address changes, everything's been updated. So I think
Okay.
Sarah was actually going to put in the new addresses on the applications.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So am I on the correct lot?
The one that now that's the funny thing. The one that you have highlighted is supposed to be is listed as 5200, but it's not. The one next to it is 5200. I talked to Casey this morning, and they have to fix that because they've got it in the wrong spot. That comes up as 000. That's supposed to be 5200. It's very strange. I don't know what they did wrong.
The blue one or the yellow one?
The blue one is supposed to be 5200, and that's where
Okay.
the mark is, but they have it as all zeros. So they put 5200 in the yellow one. So
Oh, okay.
but lot E and lot 3 are I think it's 5228 is one of them, and that one. And the other one I believe is the one right above it, which is 50. That one doesn't, yeah, that one. Yeah, 5216. Those are the two we're supposed to be looking at right now.
Okay. So definitely for that one, I'd say the tree comment applies. And we recommended native species for landscaping. We recommended that the homeowner use Lake Smart lawn care to minimize runoff, since that gully goes right to the lake. And let's see, we recommended they perform regular maintenance or as needed on their stormwater mitigation technology, whatever they're using. Because I know there was a lot of drainage things happening in this whole project, if I'm remembering correctly.
Seems
Yeah,
like a
because
pretty,
that gully up there does filter down right to Foster Road. Like right in front of 5200, it comes right down through there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just from overflow or what, but that's what the issue we had back in 2023.
So, those were our previous comments. I thought I would mention them. If you wanted them again, we could do them again. We
Seems
can do,
pertinent, yes.
yeah. Any other comments on either of these two? And I can run the comments that I just said for the both of them if you think that's
Sounds good.
good. Anything else on these?
They seem to be pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen them a couple of times.
We have,
Yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, I've been trying to include comments, just hopefully that the property owners, become more aware that, you can't go clear cutting back behind your house, or
Right.
you need to take care of those French drains or the swales or whatever you've got.
Mhm.
Just trying to, because I know there's been some things where people have had to come back and plant things or fix things, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maintenance is always the the issue, isn't it?
It is a huge issue. And I don't think people think about it because it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Like putting in rain gardens
Like putting in
Yeah,
rain
right.
gardens.
or paying attention after they're installed.
Yes.
Right, Edith?
Yes, yes. Or taking out the first invasive when you see it grow before
Yeah.
it spreads. Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
You have to do that. Gary, this was one of the ones you did. I can
Mm.
bring up your notes.
Yeah. So this is the 3823 County Road 16. So they're proposing a placement of a 26 kilowatt generator, which is going to needs a variance because it's going to be very close to a stream, 2 feet from the house. So the generator placement stays to the screen. The home was built in 1900. It's obviously previously non-conforming with regards to the stream setback. Natural gas powered generators do require regular maintenance, which includes oil changes. So this placement seems pretty precarious.
It looks pretty
I took
risky,
a
yeah.
picture. Although the house is close to the stream, has obviously withstood the test of time. The more frequent adverse weather events we're experiencing will place a structure adjacent to the stream at some significant risk. Generator ending up in the lake. Yeah. So the regular maintenance, oil changes being done. This in the stream bed, you could see stream bank potential for pollution that wouldn't be good. So
I've seen
really
that.
seems, an alternative placement should be considered, as well as even considering some of these battery backup systems have really evolved and
Mhm.
pretty efficient, pretty effective for short-term use when the lights go out. So, I think there was another picture on Cloud Permit, but it essentially showed the same thing that I.
Oh yeah, I can access that one just a second.
Streams do change course and they
Yeah.
can do it very quickly,
Yeah.
given the kinds of rainfall we keep getting.
So,
Especially that stream, because that stream Kim and I were
Well, that's
talking
a
about
good
it.
picture.
That
Yes.
stream runs all year long. I'd never see. I used to take care of both these properties at one time, and that stream is always running, and it has eroded a lot. There is a wall on the. In fact, it looks like they might have taken it out. It probably washed out there on the south side. Did you see a wall there, Gary, when you were there? Was there like
No. Yeah.
I bet they took it out because I've seen a lot of damage done down through that stream. And look at look how close it is to the house.
Right.
That's a stump there, isn't it?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, there was some Norway maples along there. They must have taken them out too.
Well, you know what? Tree roots rot. You've got about 10 years on tree roots and they're gone.
And they're gonna erode. They're gonna erode.
Yep, and it's gone. Yeah. I don't know when that tree was taken out, but the countdown has begun because the roots will be decaying underneath the ground and that bank is going to go.
Yeah.
And
I've
that
seen some
property is
major
in every
flooding there.
floodplain imaginable.
Mike,
I mean,
I
if
have
you
a
look-
question.
Yeah.
Since that house is next to the stream and obviously is a pre-existing nonconformity, would
Yes.
that be expanding the pre-existing nonconformity to put the accessory structure, the generator there?
No, it's just the accessory structure that's
Okay.
the issue. It's not, if it was part of the house and they were adding it directly to the house.
Okay. Got it. I thought I would ask because that would be something to get bounced to the planning board for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, when we saw these plans, we were flabbergasted. I said, "How are you going to put that there? That's going to wear away." And if you put a big,
Show the planning board this picture.
yeah, that's all you have to do. There's no way it's going to work there.
seen it. Yeah.
It's just,
And this was put in here by the applicant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Good transparency. That's nice.
Yep.
But I need to
Um,
consider other options.
Was there
Yes.
no other location that this could have gone, or just this?
Yeah,
one?
I think there is. I mean, it's a
How about up by the garage, by the between the garage and the road? Is there, can't remember now, there was a bunch of arborvitae's there. Maybe they could sneak it in there.
So they included this with one of their pictures. I'm like, you've got other places that are on
Yeah.
the other side of the house. I don't know, what generators require, but that stream side just,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of extra space if they go closer towards the lake, away from that stream and closer to the house. There's a lot of room there.
Yeah.
They might just not want to hear it or whatever, but you can't, where they're putting it, that's nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have muffling technology you can put on them.
Oh yeah, I've heard some of these.
Yeah.
They're silent.
Yeah.
So
And
So-
you can run it wherever, just you need a thicker gauge wire, basically.
exactly.
I don't know how they would even maintain the thing, how they would
you're gonna have to-
service it.
You got to
in
stand in the
that-
stream to do it. You need waders to work on the generator.
Yeah, I used to take care of the shrubs on the other property there, and I used to have to get in the creek and like I said, the only time I ever really do the shrubs, the arborvitae's, was in September, because that was when the stream was potentially low enough to work in there.
Good grief. So they are taking a risk of the whole generator floating downstream
Yeah.
and clogging their culvert.
Exactly.
And then a potential gas line breaking.
exactly.
yeah.
Yes, of course.
And-
That's exactly
would
what
be-
it would do.
And Jim just had an extreme weather event at his house.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's
Yeah,
conceivable it could happen here.
Yeah.
Of course,
it's still raining here.
really. Oh my goodness.
We've had 1 3/8 inches. We got 1 3/8 inches about it just before the meeting started. We had 1 3/8 inches in less than a half an hour here. My driveway's a mess.
Oh,
wow.
Did you get it, Gary?
No. I'm checking my weather station, and I only got 1/10 of an inch.
I didn't
Wow.
get anything.
Yeah, I got
Well,
zero.
it was a narrow band. It was a narrow band, and my house was on the target list.
Yeah, so, but that's what could happen here too. And
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I've seen it.
that stream's gonna jump their bank.
I've seen it. I've worked there. I've seen the whole yard on the south side was all flooded, and so was Holtz's. It was all the debris was all over. It was a mess.
Yeah.
And like I said, there used to be a cement wall along the south side. And I remember having to repair that a few times, and I'm like, I didn't put this here, and I don't think I should be doing this, but it's going to go in the creek. So I bet it's gone. I bet it had come out.
Go on.
So what
So
I'm
then
hearing
we're gonna
from,
recommend find a better spot or a different spot.
Yep.
Find a
We
different
We would
spot.
recommend
Yes,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
better spot or different technology, like Gary was mentioning.
Yes.
Right.
better
Yeah.
spot,
Anything.
different technology, and denial of what they currently oppose.
Yeah, doesn't seem
Yes.
like a good spot.
I like what Mike said. This is nuts.
A little
I don't think we
fantasy
can say
involved
that to
in
the
this,
people,
yes.
though.
It is. It's great.
I just can't even
We have to
imagine.
say it in a nice manner.
Sometimes direct is better.
So let's see, we have Mary Hamlin. You did you do that one, Gary?
Yeah, I did this one as well, and met one of the property owners who was rather fractious and really thought that he had been given a go-ahead, and and was surprised that there was any further review going on. He thought it had been approved. So I'm not sure where exactly he was coming from.
Yeah, we heard about it in the office.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they were like, why are they coming? I said, we're not coming after you. They have to go and refute this.
Did you have your badge on, Gary, or no?
I did introduce myself immediately, but I did not have I didn't flash the badge. So it was my fault. Yeah, anyhow, they're proposing placing this 10 by 12 garden shed in the corner of their lot between the house and County Road 16. And the owner was aware that there's an issue with the placement in a front yard, but he views his lakeside as being the front yard and felt
Yeah.
that this is the backyard. And I guess we've had these discussions before. It's a very small lot. There's not a lot of opportunities. It seems to put up something like that. But I guess a question for Mike, is that in the front yard or is it in the backyard?
It is in the front yard.
Front yard.
Because County Road 16 is their address, so that's the front yard. Even though the house is, facing that angle, but
Yeah.
it's still considered the front yard. But Mike Murphy, the code enforcement officer, went and spoke with them and looked at it, and he said, this is the best place for it. Just try and get variances. Because he looked around everything else and he said, you got no other place to put it.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's-
Mike,
Yeah.
what is the lot and building coverage there?
Oh, we checked on all that. It was within the range. The only variance they needed was to the side and to the front. But they covered up they have enough room for a lot and building coverage.
yeah.
Because I couldn't find that in any of the documentation.
Sorry. My boys are restless. That's such a small lot. The coverage is very low on the Schedule A, so
Yeah. It was 12% lot coverage with
Yeah.
the house, and then
yep,
yeah.
it wasn't bad. So
So yeah, I mean, environmental concerns. There's it's 10 by 12 structure. There's going to be runoff during rainstorms, and using some mitigation measures. Rain barrels or French drains should be considered. You got my picture I took.
Yeah,
I'm just showing
I'll get that.
where it's going to be nestled away. There's a lot of vegetation. It's probably not going to be very visible. He pointed to the neighbor's property. Neighbor has a split lot, so he was pointing to the neighbor's lakeside of his lot, which does have an accessory building, but this is a little different situation than that.
That's the picture you had.
That's where he wants to put it,
You're gonna stick it in the corner
right there in the corner, up to the corner. Yeah.
next to that fence. Oh,
And that fence is to the neighbor side, not to the road
yeah,
side?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the neighbor.
the neighbors are actually in favor of it because they want them to put their stuff their garbage cans and their extra stuff on the yard. They want to hide it. So like, yeah, let them do it. Let them put up this shed so they can hide all that stuff.
I read the letter that was part of the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike, if this was under the 50 square feet, is it an issue? Like if it was a smaller shed, would they need anything?
No, the shed is still within the right size. If she went, because we did the calculations for her, she wanted to go with a 12 by 14 or something. And I said, you can go only 10 by 12 is as far as you can go. She was going to do 8 by 8. And then she said, can we go a little further? And then we did the math. So we got her up to that.
Okay. So when is the lakeside considered a front yard?
There isn't. If you look at all our schedule, all the listings on Schedule A, the lake is always considered the rear.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. It seems that this has come up before. Where maybe it's people contending that, well, this is my front yard, and they want to.
Right. I mean, people want to call it their front yard because that's where they're probably sitting most of the time. But
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless they got a mailbox out on the dock with a boat.
Exactly.
delivery service.
And then the seaplane, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Don't say that. They might start doing that.
So what's our recommendation for this one?
Sounds like they've done their due diligence and
Yeah.
it's the best option.
Just
yeah.
watch the drainage, that's all.
Watch the
Yeah.
drainage.
I mean, the drainage is going to be an issue for their house. So
Mhm.
Are they gonna put it
Yeah.
on a cement pad or is it gonna be like a stone pad?
I think she said a stone pad. I'm not sure. I got to look at my notes again, but I believe the idea was they were going to put it on a stone pad.
Okay.
Oh,
So if they put a little gravel around the base, around it to carry it, should be all right.
should help.
Looks like a nice little project.
Mhm.
So our recommendation, we do not oppose the variance.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep, agreed.
And there was 3 of them actually, so just so
Yeah.
you know.
I guess we're good, right?
Yeah, we're gonna,
good.
Breaking your variance rules.
Well, these were setback and putting it in the front yard.
Yeah,
It wasn't a coverage thing, but I just looked at it and I'm like, man, that looks like an awful lot of coverage.
It
So,
is. Uh,
I was questioning if, because like I said, I couldn't find it in any of the info, and that's where I was going.
yeah.
Alrighty. Anthony, and then we have a Marks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that one. I think Kristen worked on that one. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I saw that one as well. I mean, it's down the end of
Yeah.
my road
I'll
across
bring
the
up your
street.
letter.
Yeah, I go by it all the time, so I've
Yeah.
kind of been watching what they've been going on there.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was being developed. I guess it was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
felt the same way
edge of a
Yeah.
cliff.
because Jones Road is kind of got that incline.
No, golf.
Goff Road
It's got,
on the way. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
But,
You know, the thing that got me was getting in and out of their driveway onto 21 because they're on a hill there, and
Yeah.
that's going to be kind of hazardous.
yeah,
That was the only thing that struck me.
they're going to need
Living on Dugway and 21, the killer corner, I know what it's like to have to get out onto 21.
yeah. They're going to need to do a turnaround before they
Yeah,
head
they
up.
want to be able to pull right
Yeah.
out,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but that's not really something we have to, I don't think, do we?
That's more of a planning board concern
Yes.
because they have like
yeah,
site distances and
right.
their driveways, and they have some of those different concerns. So
They needed a kind of a setback from the adjoining road, from Goff Road, and they apparently met that. It's more than 50 feet. There are steep slopes involved, and their plans talk about their various measures to address that, address the drainage with drainage swales, check dams, erosion control, stabilization fabrics, and there's a big infiltration trench that they're putting down immediately downslope from the eastern side of the house. The house is going to go in the relatively flatter part of the parcel. It drops off more precipitously as you head east. Yeah, going to be less on the steep part. So it's 120 feet setback from Route 21. North part is a tributary to Barnes Creek in the northern part of the parcel. The house is going to be more than 100 feet from that. The soil analysis report was interesting. I mean, 50% extremely stony, and the other 50% Lansing silt loam. They have already cut down a bunch of smaller trees on the lot. The backside, upper end of the gully, down to the stream, there are some immature maples and oaks that I noticed. As far as recommendations, we don't want them to touch any of those trees, certainly. I think they seem to have done their due diligence with regards to addressing the steeper slopes and the need to address drainage. But a landscaping plan should be presented for review. I don't know, Kim, you looked at that. Did you have other concerns?
I know when I looked at the plans, it would have been nice if they had marked, I didn't see it on here, but if they had marked where the stream was and
Yeah,
then just the distance to things,
right.
because then it makes it
Isn't
clear.
there I just saw a
Maybe-
sketch on something. Isn't there
Maybe-
like a sketch with a bunch of dimensions, like a photo or something? I thought I saw that for
Oh,
this one.
maybe I was looking at the site plan.
Like something that's more got distances and maybe it's not this one.
Because it would have been nice if it was just
More
on
of a
the.
graphic thing, I thought it was. Well, maybe it was not for this one. Can't remember what I thought I saw.
Is the
But-
stream the actual border of the property?
Well, there's
I
your grading plan.
think it
They
is.
might show it on that, Kim, maybe the grading plan. Go down, go down. Next
No.
one. See, that's all maybe there was something there that would be an indicator of the stream.
Mapped center line of Barnes Gully.
Oh, are you reading it where I'm not?
Yeah, I just enhanced it. It's right on the line.
Yeah, the back line, right?
Yeah, it says the
The
center line.
jagged line there, that's the
Yeah.
gully. Yeah,
South 3305 21 East.
yeah, those are all calls along the gully. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's the gully.
It would just be nice if they included a distance on their plans, and then it's clear to everybody looking at the plans.
What's the scale? Probably could.
Yeah. Should have a bar scale on there somewhere at the bottom.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they're fine. I'm sure they're outside of the stream setback, but it would have been nice if there was just something to indicate that on the plans to make it
Mhm.
easy. Is this like really steep? Is that what this is here?
Yeah.
It
Wow.
drops off
When
pretty
they're
good.
close together, it's either deep or it's
Yeah,
either
It's very
slope
steep.
or uphill.
Yeah.
But when they're
Yes.
close together, it's steep in some way. Yeah,
That looked really crazy, by the way.
yeah.
I would
It
say
says,
like
I think, what is that note? Edge of gully or something?
Yeah.
north edge of
Yeah,
gully bed.
you gotta enhance it.
Yeah, that's why.
So I would definitely say, no future tree clearing beyond what they've indicated here. Because we don't want them to clear any more trees. You want to protect the gullies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Native landscaping. It would have been, yeah. They did call that out.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, those trees are holding the slope together, so they need to be
Correct.
careful of the trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if hopefully there's not a lot of hemlocks in there.
I didn't see any.
That I don't even want to talk about that.
I know.
Oh, I know.
When I
Wait
was
till the
on
next invasive comes along. Yeah.
I was at Fillmore Glen the last couple days camping and walking through the gully there, the dieback and the amount of hemlock woolly adelgid I saw was really bad, and there's a lot of hemlocks there. All I could picture was that whole stream being blocked by future trees. I don't know how they're going to deal with it, or any gully in this area.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And even the
Well,
ones
if
that
the
are treated,
yeah.
even
If
the
the
ones that are
hemlocks are
treated
gone, the only thing that will grow in those conditions, poor soils, low light, and all of that is stuff you don't want, like buckthorn,
Yeah.
box elder, yeah. And they don't do the same job of holding the slopes together because their
Mhm.
roots
No.
are not anything like the hemlocks.
no, it's going to be bad.
It's a disaster, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm keeping my fingers crossed on their little
bug.
tiny
Um,
wasps, I believe.
Parasitoid
Uh-huh.
wasps. Take care of
Yeah.
them.
Edith,
Yeah,
isn't there a new bug for, that's going after boxwood? Did I
Yeah,
read that
I just
Yes,
read
somewhere?
that.
yeah, there
Yeah, I
is. I
just read
couldn't,
that.
I
I think
can't
it's
tell
like
you
the
what the name
boxwood
of it is,
moth or
but there
something
is,
like
yeah.
that.
Jeez. Where are all these bugs coming from?
The climate is changing and things
Yeah.
that were farther south are coming.
Coming.
The
They're
ticks
coming
are
to
a good
get
example.
us.
Ticks
They
are a good
are.
example.
Yes, there's a kudzu infestation in the province of Ontario.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I
no.
remember kudzu when we were living in the south.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
Oh,
southern
no.
sounding word, isn't it?
yeah, but
Well,
it's not, doesn't belong here.
Not no more.
yeah, well, it has adapted.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we could go.
Did we have any more comments for this one?
Keep the trees, that's all.
Keep the
No.
trees.
Yeah.
Lake Smart Lawn Care. You don't need that
Yes.
running
No
in the-
pesticides, no fertilizers.
Yeah,
Yep.
especially their well's gonna be right in their lawn area.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's also close to 21. I don't know if salt infiltration will be a problem,
Yeah.
Probably possible.
especially coming off of Goff Road. I know the town of Canandaigua loves their salt.
Yeah. Well,
You didn't hear that from me.
Hear what?
Alrighty. Let me close those. So we made it through. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Mike, any news from development office?
Other than we got bombarded because it's the time of year to get bombarded.
Yeah.
No, nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of applications, but Kristen and I are ripping right through them. So
Perfect.
good.
As far
How's
as like,
construction going at the town?
well, it's on the schedule that the development office will be moving upstairs on the week of June 16th,
Oh, wow.
but
but
none of us believe that. So,
Yeah.
but I am not. I am still stuck in the basement because they have to find a window for my office, even though I don't want one, but they have to get one. So,
Oh, yeah. In case you want to escape.
yeah, or in case
You gotta be
someday I
able
do
to climb out
retire
the
and they want to
window.
give the office to someone else. So.
Yeah.
You could see the mob coming, yes.
There you go. Did anyone have any comments on the planning board being the lead agency for the solar project? I'm guessing not, but I'm
No, not me.
No,
No,
it's fine.
that's probably the appropriate bunch, yeah.
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 Alrighty. That one's the planning board asked us at their last meeting if we would basically create something similar to the native plant manual that Victor has. So
Well, we actually have a great start of it with the tree list and the shrub list that we have put together. We could do forbs, flowers and grasses.
And I know they've got like a list of invasives, so we can look at that another time, but I thought I would mention it. And so
well,
could,
2/3 of it is done, so it would probably be fairly succinct project if we can undertake it. Yeah.
So we can look at that at a future meeting where we're not deluged like we are now.
Right.
Let's see. Ordinance, they just met Monday. They talked about manufactured homes, ADUs, and form-based code. Form-based code's gonna get updated. A lot of it's like basically like corrections and things that didn't make sense.
Oh, surely not.
Yeah, they are looking at allowing accessory dwelling units that are detached, and manufactured homes anywhere in the town. Because
Mhm.
currently they're only in a manufactured home park. So
Mhm.
that's what those are. So they had moved manufactured homes and ADUs to the town board to open a public hearing. So, um, so that's moving along. My guess is we'll have that referred to us once they open the public hearing.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what else. Does anybody have anything else? Newsletters could go out next week. So
Yeah, I have a draft. I'll have it to you tonight.
perfect.
Of
Thank
Bird
you.
Bites number 3.
Excellent.
I'm hoping to change out the display on Monday or Tuesday next week. Something about mulch donuts instead of mulch volcanoes.
There you go.
Okay.
It's so funny. I had that conversation with
Every
somebody
time
last
I
night
see
with the
mulch, I look for
landscaper.
that stuff now.
Yes. Well, anyway, that's what's coming.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm still trying to catch up from being gone. I'm just,
Oh.
it was a bad time of year to go anywhere.
Excellent.
Mm.
That's so funny because yeah, I asked him, it was funny. I'm like, so donuts or volcanoes? And he thought I was talking about desserts. I'm like, no. Around trees, mulch.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I got a chuckle.
Mhm.
You had the next meeting scheduled for July 3rd.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna be on vacation that whole week, but I didn't know if that was a problem for other people being close to the holiday.
Is it a problem for anybody else?
I think I'll be around. I have guests here,
I
so
believe I'll be around.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
think,
gonna be in Chautauqua County.
So you're
Hmm.
not going to be available?
Yeah, no, on July 3rd.
Justin?
No clue.
Oh wait, no, I'm mistaken. The following week. So I would be available.
All right, sounds like it's just me. I
I
didn't
should
know
be
the holiday.
available.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
it's
gonna
a
be
good
Zoom
good
again, right?
question.
Yeah.
Because we could certainly move it if it's
Mm.
a problem or
I think it's probably okay with me.
Okay.
I have no clue.
all right.
Yeah,
All
if
right.
it's okay, as long as you have your quorum and stuff, that's fine.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Sounds like most of us will be around.
Mhm.
I'm always around. So
You won't, Kim? Did you say you won't?
no, I said I'm always around.
Yeah, me too.
everything's too busy around the 4th of July to want to do anything. I'd rather stay home.
Yeah, I have to agree.
We'll be near Lake George for the week, so.
Oh, that sounds
Very
nice.
nice.
That sounds
Very
great.
nice.
Yeah.
You have to check out what Lake George is doing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know, look
Actually,
at
they
it from our Canandaigua Lake perspective.
I saw a webinar, maybe a year and a half ago, and it was the Lake George people, and they had done, I think they were like silver certificate for the Climate Smart.
No.
They had really put in a lot of effort, and it was really paying off for them. I'm hoping when we move offices, Sarah can lay her hands on her notes for the Climate Smart so we can move that along.
Great.
That'd be good.
I'm kind of waiting on that because she had it all updated, different things that had been done and who had done them. So I think it will really help move that along.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a
Sounds
lot of
good.
different training coming up, so definitely get
You
your
could do that. Yeah.
training opportunities.
I signed
And
up
we
for the
have
Finger Lakes college one.
Yeah, me
excellent.
too. Yeah.
I'm there as well.
Yeah,
That's always a good one. It's nice and
it
cool.
is.
And
When is that one?
uh
I don't even know. Is it the end of
July
June? Is it
11th?
June? I mean, no, now.
I think it is 11th,
I think it's the
June or July?
July.
July.
July, oh,
Cool.
well, maybe I can still sign up. I need to
Yeah,
get
you
some hours
should.
in.
You
Yeah.
should.
Yeah,
Um,
what's the training one?
Then
What-
we can get our own lunch table.
Yeah.
I'm around. What's the topic of that training?
I did it right
see.
through the town, with the town there. She did it for me.
Yes,
Mhm.
just let
Okay.
Sarah know you want to go.
Okay,
Yeah, or Tammy.
okay, I
Yeah,
shall do.
yeah. I'm losing my.
Mhm.
There it is. It is the 11th.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Just touch
Well-
base with Tammy, and
Yeah.
and she'll get you signed up.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
What's the topic of that one?
Let me see.
Well, they do various things, right?
Yeah.
Spring.
Mhm.
That was the Batavia one.
Mhm.
Maybe it's in my other. Looking for it.
Thought it was something about healthy building or
See.
whatever, yeah.
LCC.
I can check my email. Okay.
Yeah.
Killer. Here it is.
Mhm.
Descriptions. So the Finger Lakes one has affordable housing,
Mhm.
public engagement and conflict, turning challenge into opportunity, and choose wisely how allocation of land uses drive local government revenue and operations. Those are the ones that they're having at FLCC, but they do have other ones in different places throughout the year. So if that doesn't, click with you, there is other ones too. So
Well, it's close, and I think I'm available. So I'm
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Pick up our points.
Yeah.
Send Tammy an email, and they'll register you and pay for it through the town. So
Mhm.
it comes out of the ECB budget, and so you don't have to pay for that. So
Mhm.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
Free is good.
free is good.
I have to run
Always.
because I gotta get to something
Always.
else.
Nope, that's okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
If nobody had anything else, we can adjourn.
Okay,
I just
I'm
need a
good.
motion to
So
adjourn.
good to
moved.
see
So moved.
everybody.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Thanks,
Have a great
everybody. See ya.
Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.